explain you that how this F1 generation is called as the first filial generation, and this is the generation after the parental generation. So if your father and mother, they are considered in the parental generation, then your generation would be the first filial generation. So here you can see in the first filial generation all the organisms would be like this: T, capital T, small t. So this is heterozygous stall here. Again, heterozygous stall. Here also it would be heterozygous stall, and here also it would be heterozygous stall. So I hope you got it. So these are all heterozygous stall. So there are two things which can come in your mind. One is called as the phenotype, and the other is called as the genotype. So what is a phenotype and what is a genotype? So basically, let me tell you one thing. Phenotype is the observable characteristics or the external characteristics of an organism which are visible. So external or observable characteristics of an organism. So whether the organism is tall, whether, suppose in case of this pea plant, if we talk about the height, whether it is tall or whether it is dwarf, that is its phenotype. And when we talk about the genotype, genotype is the genetic constitution of an organism. So when we talk about genotype, it is the genetic constitution, and this genetic constitution represents, see, it cannot be observed externally, however its effects can be observed externally. So you can see this capital T and small t, that is one allele for tallness and the other allele for dwarfness. This is the genetic constitution or the genotype. So let's see here, if somebody asks you what is the genotype of the F1 hybrid, it will be one allele for tallness and one allele for dwarfness, that is capital T and small t. And here if someone asks you what is phenotype, it means external or observable characteristics, that is the characteristics which are visible externally. So here what we can see is that when selfing was done, look at this now, this is a very important thing. When the selfing was done, here you can see selfing means crossing the particular organism with the same type of organism, that is capital T small t, that is this heterozygous stall was crossed with the same kind, that is heterozygous stall. So let's come to the F2 generation here. Just see, this is very, very interesting. See here you can see the F2 generation, and here it is this square is called as a Punnett square. Here it is a male, here it is a female, and you can see this is capital T, small t, that is capital T is representing the allele for tallness, whereas the small t is representing the allele for dwarfness. Here you can see this is capital T, small t, and here you can see the combination, it will be capital T, that is homozygous stall. Here it will be capital T and small t, that is heterozygous stall. And here it will be capital T, small t, that is heterozygous stall, and here this will be small t, that is homozygous dwarf. So what you can see here is that the phenotypic ratio, if it is calculated, it will be 3:1. So 3 tall, that is this will be tall, this will be tall, and this will be tall. However, this is homozygous tall and these two are heterozygous tall, and this is homozygous dwarf. So it will be 3 tall is to 1 dwarf. Whereas the genotypic ratio, if we talk about, it is completely different here, and I will tell you one thing. It is 1 capital T, that is 1 homozygous tall is to 2 heterozygous tall is to 1 homozygous dwarf. So this is the ratio which we get. This is the genotypic ratio. So we will talk about the other aspects in the next episode. Thank you.